Jy luister na RSG Geldsaake met Moneyweb potgoeie elke weeksdag om 7 namiddag. RSG Geldsaake met Moneyweb, jou betroubare bron vir sake en beleggingsinsigte.
Aspen Pharmacare, die grootste farmaseutiese vervaardigingsmaatskappy in Suid-Afrika, met sterk bande en afsetpunte oor see, het vandag sy finansiële resultate ook vir die 6 maande tot einde Desember bekend gemaak. Omset by Aspen het met 10% gestyg na 21,1 miljard rand. Wesensverdienste per aandeel het gedaal met 6% na R6.20. Ons gesels nou met Steven Saad, uitvoerende hoof van Aspen Pharmacare. Good evening, Steven, and welcome. You had a strong second half last year when you spoke to us last time. Do these results now show that you continue to build on that? Is that what we're seeing in the revenue growth?
Yeah, we had a very good second half. And this financial year, we've really focused on delivering on our manufacturing contracts. So that's been critical for us. And what drove some of our revenue was a change in a model of one of the commodity products that we have, which was heparin. So just to spell that out a little bit, we built a lot of sterile capacity across the world, as you know. You've probably been watching all of these weight loss products with interest, which are all in injectables, as we have. You've seen the big Novos and Lillys and massive run for these obesity products. And we really try to get a place in it with our sterile build. And, you know, we had about 8 billion rand of capacity there. And we're about halfway there, Tina. So we've got about 4 billion done, and we're very happy to get the mRNA. You remember mRNA was with all the COVID vaccines, that technology. So we've got a very big global partner there who's using Aspen to manufacture. And we're working diligently to fill the rest. And so we will have a very good second half again this year, because of having those contracts in place. And they roll out quite substantially from, say, 500 million in this financial year, 3 billion next year, and at least 4 billion the following year. So it's proving to be a worthwhile investment decision to have invested in that sterile capacity.
Stephen, you're mentioning COVID-19. Are you still facing some of the challenges created by COVID-19? Or is COVID and its consequences becoming something of...
You know, if I tell you, tennis, what we were promised with COVID, it ran into billions and billions and billions of doses and dollars. It didn't manifest. It is what it is. And, you know, it's like, you know, whether it's load shedding or whatever else, you've got to make a plan. I can sit and give you an excuse column and you know, feel sorry for me. It doesn't mean you're going to want to invest in Aspen. But what we did do was we've repurposed those plants. So where we had COVID, you're going to see we did a very big deal with Novo, who's the biggest European pharmaceutical company. And I'm very proud they put us on the second page of the annual report. But they have entrusted Aspen with the manufacture of their insulin. So it happens that they use a similar capability, a similar technology as COVID. So fortunately, we are able to substitute COVID with these products. So with insulins, and we've got some other products too, the serum products, so African pediatric vaccines. And there's such a big push for Africa in Africa. And we are by far the best positioned company in Africa to take advantage of that. So it's, what do you say, tennis? It's turning the lemon into lemonade. So that's where we are.
So is the partnership you refer to, Lilly, is the partnership there bearing fruit as well?
It is. You know, we had to wait for the competition clearance. It starts in January. So it is bearing fruit. They've got a fantastic pipeline globally for Alzheimer's, etc. But I think we're hoping to launch what we believe might be the biggest product ever seen in the South African private market, being their obesity product, the weight loss and diabetes obesity product. It's called Mounjaro. You know, that's a very exciting launch for us into this country. You know, the fact that multinationals are trusting us with their IP, we've done brilliantly in South Africa. Amgen, GSK, Lilly, Vifor, a lot of big companies are now saying we want to work through Aspen. We're better off partnering them than competing with them. So it really is good news.
Stephen, the rand's volatility is still there. It's even worse than when you spoke to us 6 months ago. How is that affecting business?
Well, you know, it depends how the volatility works. Because South Africa is a small section of our business, we're finding, for example, the Latin American currencies have been very strong. the euro, the dollar, currencies we're more familiar with here, also strong. It means that we have better results in rands because we are now selling in euros instead of rand. So you will see, for example, our revenues up, say, 10%, but in constant currency, it's like 3%. And the difference really is it's up by more because the rand has weakened against those currencies. So Aspen is a rand hedge stock, and it will be even more so once we start exporting out of our facilities in South Africa. So negative for the South African business, of course, only, but the South African business only maybe is 15%, 1.5. And then by the time we're exporting out of South Africa, well, then it should be more than hedged, which means we've got a very strong hedge. About a third of our turnover is in euros, for example.
Stephen, you've briefly referred to the second half. Would you care to look at the prospects for the first half of 2024 and then maybe slightly beyond?
So in the first half, one of the big threats that faced our business was something called VBP in China. I mean, just in lay speak, it's like products going off patent. And we had done so well in China and really concerned that when they come off, one, it would have an impact on results, and then we'd have to reshape our team and get rid of everybody and no longer be the force where we had 1,000 people on the ground as reps, for example, in China. We've been able, good growth in the rest of our business, to be able to manage that in this half. But also we've acquired another company called Sandoz in China who said, listen, we're not doing this VBP thing, this postpaid thing, we're out of this country. And we were able to acquire their products, put it together with ours, and keep a big team together. So this half, good results in the commercial pharma. The manufacturing was really boosted by the heparin, which was a commodity, which was something, we had got nearly 5 billion rand of stock. And we sort of looking to get that down to 1 billion over the years with this new model that we've done. So very strong on cash flows. So we had just short on 90% cash conversion in the first half. It's always our worst half for cash conversion. So we will go well over 100% into the second half. So very, very strong half for us beyond what we had guided. And, we've always said H2's our inflection points, the second half coming up. And from here, we've got some very big contracts coming online, 25, 26, and hopefully we do a few more. We're going into quite a strong growth phase into Aspen that sien us over the next period.
Thank you, Stephen. Dit was Stephen Saad, uitvoerende hoof van Aspen Pharmacare. Skalk Aspen se finansiële resultate is goed deur die mark ontvang, 3,6% op na R203.78. Nog iemand wat sy resultate vandag gewys het was Bidvest. Hy styg met 7,85%.
Ja. Ek dink maatskappye wat vandag gerapporteer het, was baie goed. Voor ek afstap, ek het so lekker vir Steven geluister. Hy's altyd vir my so opgewonde CEO en vir al die luisteraars daar buite is, gaan doen jouself 'n guns. So met 'n goeie aanbieding wil luister deur die uitvoerende hoof, dan is Steven Saad verseker een van hulle met baie passie vir sy maatskappy en baie jare lank al daar. Hy het 'n paar dinge genoem waar hy betrokke was. Jy het hom lekker gevra oor die COVID en hoe dit nie deurgekom het nie. Nog 'n bietjie huiswerk vir die luisteraars. Gaan kyk twee maatskappye, internasionale maatskappye. Gaan kyk net hulle grafieke. En dis natuurlik hierdie soos wat Steven verduidelik het, is die Eli Lilly en natuurlik Novo Nordisk. En beide van hierdie twee maatskappye het 'n hele vooruitgang gemaak aan in gewigsverlies pille. Ja, so, moenie my vra daaroor. Ek is nie medies genoeg om met enigiets uit te noem oor 'n pil wat jy drink om gewig te verloor nie. Maar hierdie maatskappye het ongelooflik, dit is wat ek sê ongelooflik goed. Dit is net astronomies hoe hierdie aandelepryse beweeg het oor hierdie laaste 12 maande, 100% is. En hy het juist genoem die samewerking wat hulle het nou met hierdie Paul Munjaro, wat juist een van die redes is hoekom hierdie Eli Lilly so goed gedoen. So dis dalk nog enetjie wat ons kan dophou, met wat die effek gaan wees vir Aspen in die toekoms wat voortgaan. Terug na die oorspronklike vraag. Bidvest en beide Bidvest en AVI baie goeie resultate. Ek moet sê baie tevrede. Bidvest was miskien 'n bietjie meer van die verrassing want Bidvest, ek dink dit almal was gereed geweest vir die resultate geweest nie. Waar met AVI het 'n handelsverklaring al die 23ste Januarie uitgekom en jy het nou nog gevra oor die omset wat gestyg het. AVI se omset met 7.1% gestyg, weer eens bietjie hoër as inflasie, uitstekend en is die groot plus, wesensverdienste op met 17.4%, dividend, en dis wat ek as 'n belegger definitief wil sien, op met 17.4% na R2.02. Ongelooflike groei, maar soos genoem, dit was verwag geweest omdat hulle so ongelooflik goed hulle vooruitsigte gegee het reeds op die 23ste Januarie. Terug na Bidvest. Ek dink vir my wat uitgestaan het, is hulle vermoë om kontant te genereer in hierdie redelike moeilike ekonomiese omstandighede. Die kontant wat hulle genereer het, hierdie tussentydse resultate was 3.7 miljard, dis amper dubbel wat hulle genereer het in die vergelykende vorige periode. So ja, dit is moeilike omstandighede wat dit wys net weer eens waar daar goeie bestuur is, of dit nou is in 'n maatskappy, of dit nou is in 'n land, wanneer dit kom by terme van politieke partye, waar daar goeie bestuur is, kry jy net hierdie baie goeie resultate. So Aspen, AVI en Bidvest, ek gee vir julle definitief 'n groot aanklag van my kant af.
Jy het geluister na RSG Geldsaake met Moneyweb potgoeie elke weeksdag om 7 namiddag. Vir meer Moneyweb potgoeie, besoek moneyweb.co.za of laai die toepassing af en volg Moneyweb News om dagliks op hoogte te bly.